Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rajwant Kaur from DAV College Jalandhar. Today we are going to talk on module Place Decision from paper Marketing Management. And after completing this module, you will be able to understand the concept of distribution and physical distribution. You will be able to explain demand-oriented functions of distribution. Then you can identify the major decision areas in physical distribution management, and you will be in a better position to understand the role of physical distribution. Basically, a place or distribution decision, it is of vital importance in marketing management. Marketing objectives cannot be achieved unless manufactured goods are transferred to ultimate consumers. It is important to decide how this movement of goods will take place. Place decision involves determining the right place, that is transportation, right time through warehousing, and right person, that is the use of channel member, to ensure smooth flow of goods. So, what is basically the meaning of distribution? It means using external or internal sources for effective movement of goods and services and performing various activities like transport, warehousing, storage, inventory management, packaging to achieve marketing goals of the firm. Effective distribution creates a time, place, and possession utilities in products and delivers high level of customer satisfaction at less cost. Distribution functions Distribution functions can be broadly classified as demand-oriented functions and supply-oriented functions. Demand-oriented functions include direct selling, wholesaling, retailing, facilitating functions, whereas supply-oriented functions include order processing, inventory management, transportation, warehousing, packing and packaging, material handling. So let us discuss the various demand-oriented functions. Number one is direct selling, which is also called as channel-less retailing. Direct selling means transferring the title to goods and their possession directly to the buyer. It aims at serving the customers without engaging any middleman. In direct selling or direct marketing, customer contact is made at locations other than a retail outlet through sales force, by telephone, TV, newspapers, magazines, post or home computers. Thus, a direct link is created between the marketer and prospect or customer. There are various means of direct selling like mail order sale, door to door selling, telephone shopping or teleshopping, then automatic vending machines, manufacturers' showrooms, and factory outlets. So, there are various advantages of direct selling, such as goods. These are sold effectively to the selected target markets with the help of direct selling. Free home delivery provides convenience to customers, and it is economical when large number of orders is received simultaneously. And direct selling requires less capital investment, and moreover manufacturing process is not disturbed as direct selling is taken as side activity. So apart from advantages of direct selling, there are few disadvantages of direct selling too, and these are like mail order or teleshopping does not offer prior purchase inspection. Door to door selling is costly, and sometimes customers have more faith on retailers and they do not prefer new direct marketers. So another demand oriented function covers wholesaling. Wholesaling means selling the product through wholesaler, And a wholesaler as merchant middleman, he buys goods from the manufacturers in bulk quantity and then sells them to retailers or buyers in relatively small lots. He is an important link in distribution chain and performs various functions like he collects orders and executes them. Manufacturers, they are able to concentrate on production as a distribution network, as the distribution work is assumed by wholesaler. Wholesaler provides expert advice to the manufacturer on market trends or public tastes, and manufacturer accordingly can regulate his production activity. And wholesaler extends financial help to manufacturer in case he faces a liquidity crunch. Retailers get a quick delivery of products due to wholesalers. Retailers, they are not required to maintain large stock because of wholesalers, their function of wholesaling. Then wholesalers grant liberal credit to retailers. Wholesaler informs retailers about new product arrivals. Then another function of demand oriented functions is retailing. Retailing refers to selling goods through retailers who buy goods from wholesaler in small quantity and sell them to customers in much smaller lots. The retailers provide valuable services to wholesalers, manufacturers, and consumers. They provide maximum local convenience to consumers. Consumers are not required to store goods beyond a normal requirement. Retailers provide them these goods as per their need and sometimes on credit too. Retailers develop better relations with customers as they are in his direct contact. Retailers inform manufacturers about customers' needs. Then, in the chain of distribution, there are certain other agencies who facilitate exchange process like banks, insurance companies, and advertising agencies. Producers are able to expand their market through the invaluable services provided by channels of distribution. So let us now discuss supply-oriented functions. Supply-oriented functions are termed as physical distribution function of marketing, which focuses on supply side of market. So physical distribution means facilitating the physical movement of goods from a producer to user by performing intervening activities like order processing, inventory management, warehousing, packaging, product handling, and transportation. So let us discuss the objectives of physical distribution. Physical distribution aims at providing right quality of goods at right time, in right condition, and at right cost. It strives to make balance between two objectives, that is minimum distribution cost and better customer service. Physical distribution system focuses on maintaining sufficient supplies of spares so that replacement can be made quickly. It aims at establishing an effective control system for distribution operations so as to provide desired service level to the customers. It also aims at keeping investments in stock at the optimum level. Physical distribution system focuses on ensuring safe storage and good warehousing facilities. So as far as decision areas in physical distribution management is concerned, it basically involves the integration in certain areas regarding establishing a procedure for order processing, maintaining effective inventory control system, selecting a good warehousing system, then establishing product handling system, and choosing an appropriate mode of transport. So physical distribution involves number of functions, and let us discuss these functions one by one. Number one is order processing. Order processing refers to receiving, recording, and assembling the products for dispatch. It is necessary that the time gap between receipt of order and dispatch of order is kept reasonable and short as far as possible. Order cycle time should be minimum. Nowadays, computers are used to speed up order handling. So, before dispatch of order, quality and quantity of the product should be ensured for proper execution of order. Quality control must be exercised and other requirements should be fulfilled to ensure better customer service. An organization should follow standard procedure while handling orders, which may also relate to invoicing, collection of accounts, and grant of credit. Order processing procedure affects customer service level in two ways. One way is consistency of delivery time, and other one is reorder time, that is the time gap between two orders. However, the customer service of firm is greatly evaluated in terms of consistency of delivery time, that is assured delivery within promised time. A firm incurs customers' wrath or anger for delay in execution of order or omissions and errors in the order of goods delivered. Customers tend to shift their orders to suppliers who can offer better order processing services. So the firms must go for electronic data processing as it expedites order processing and reduces the possibility of errors or omissions in dispatch of goods. Order processing time can act as competitive advantage for the business unit as the customer is mainly interested in safe, quick, punctual, and reliable delivery services. Proper feedback or routine inquiries from dispatch staff by manager will bring efficiency in the system. It will also make order processing smooth, quick, and effective. A firm can assess quality of its customer service on the basis of speed of delivering orders or percentage of customers getting order in scheduled time. Then comes inventory management. Inventory management has assumed great significance in physical distribution system and acts as a powerful tool in the process of creation and satisfaction of customer demand. It aims at reconciliation of two conflicting goals of the management, that is to offer better customer service by strictly dispatching orders as per scheduled delivery dates and to minimize capital investment and cost of handling inventory. Hence, managerial decisions regarding location, size, handling, and transportation of inventories are of vital importance. So, another function of physical distribution is warehousing. Warehousing involves storage of goods as well as carrying out certain functions like breaking bulk, regulating the flow of goods to wholesalers or retailers, providing marketing intelligence, and dispatch of small consignments. Warehousing creates time utility in goods and stabilizes prices by regulating supplies as per changing market demand. Goods are stored in warehouses till they are demanded. There are private warehouses which are owned by users, as well as there are public warehouses which are owned and controlled by others. Public warehouses charge commission or a fee for providing storage space and performing warehousing functions. So each firm requires a certain number of warehouses to provide desired level of customer satisfaction. However, it has to keep in mind that physical distribution cost does not raise beyond a limit. Then comes packing, packaging, and product handling. Goods may be may get damaged during transportation, or they may be damaged in warehouses. Goods are packed in suitable containers so as to protect them from leakage, spoilage, or breakage. Packing means to wrap or fill goods with the purpose of their protection and convenient handling. It will also increase their durability. Package means a wrapper, a container, or a case which is used for packing goods. It gives identity to the product. Packaging refers to putting the goods in convenient sized lots like bottles, jars, cans, bags, etc. So marketers, they should try to invent attractive packages. It will help in making goods familiar with the consumers. Packaging facilitates branding and advertising of goods. It is helpful in creation of demand. As the brand name is attractively and clearly printed on the package, and product features are also given, the consumer becomes familiar with the package of the goods. Packaging also provides protection to the goods against damage. And further, it is important to mention here that packaged goods need careful handling during transportation, otherwise, they may lose their worth. Product handling can be manual or mechanical. Now, automated product handling devices are available, and marketers should use these modern devices. New techniques of packaging like containerization lead to considerable cost reduction. Containerization means packing and transporting of goods in standard sized containers. These containers can be placed on small platforms which can be removed easily by using mechanical devices. Product handling devices and packaging facilities have appreciably speeded up the order processing as well as movement of consignments. The sophisticated product handling devices and protective packaging have led to better customer service and lower physical distribution costs. The product handling decisions of a firm, that is to use manual handling or mechanized handling, are affected by nature of product like fragile products which need to be moved by mechanical methods for safety, then funds availability, operational cost involved, as it will be high for mechanized methods if volume of the product movement is not sufficient, and then it is also affected by plant layout. So management should assess the relative merits and demerits of both methods and make choice of method or a combination of method. However, the company's product handling needs should be primarily assessed. Then another function is transportation. Warehousing and transportation both constitute major activities in whole distribution system. So physical distribution involves storage of goods at different places which are interconnected by transport links. Goods need to be transported from the place of supply to the place of demand. This consumes time and cost. So, product handling cost can be reduced by reducing the number of times goods are handled and also by shortening the time for each handling during transportation. So, there are various means of transport like waterways, roadways, railways, airplanes, and pipelines. Decisions regarding means of transport, these are primarily related to size and nature of inventory as well as the location of warehouse. And apart from this, certain other factors are also worth considering, such as speed, availability, frequency of services, operational cost, dependability, and safety. Road transport offers higher frequency, greater flexibility, and unlimited geographical reach. It is suitable for short distances Railways provide frequency and reliability. So these are suitable for carrying heavy goods but provide limited geographical reach. These can be used for transporting goods at longer distances. Water transport provides versatility as it can handle cargo of any dimension or shape. It is cheaper than air transport, but it is slow means of transport. Air transport is the fastest and it can be used for transporting goods which are costly or perishable in nature. Management should take into account all factors while making choice of mode. It is preferable to assign weight to different factors to facilitate a selection of mode. So let us now discuss the factors affecting physical distribution system, and these factors are liquidity position of company, size of market, product, distribution channels, and availability of various facilities. Now let us discuss these factors one by one. Number one is liquidity position of company. So physical distribution is affected by a company or firm's liquidity position. A firm which is facing cash crunch or shortage will opt for holding low level of inventory and faster transportation. Then shortage of funds may also necessitate firm to opt for centralized dispatching. Such firms may also opt for less sophisticated material handling system. Another factor is size of market. Market size influences a physical distribution system. Distribution facilities tend to be focused in markets with high consumer density. Similarly, distribution facilities are dispersed when there is large but scattered market. A product is also important factor. Highly perishable goods require to be dispatched quickly to the markets, but it may involve high transportation cost. There is a lot of transportation and handling concerns of perishable and fragile products. A further product cost may influence inventory decisions. Low inventory is usually preferred for high value products. However, large inventory can be kept for goods of small value. Product line also influences inventory decisions. Wide range of products is difficult to handle in warehouse. Then distribution channel is also important factor and the physical distribution decisions are influenced by this. Direct selling will lead to larger inventory, small order handling, and decentralized warehousing. However, a company will have distribution cost economies when it uses services of wholesalers. It can avail advantage of bulk deliveries, low inventory, and less warehousing. Availability of facilities also govern the decision regarding physical distribution system. Sometimes handling equipment, mode of transport, and space of warehouse, these are not available in the desired shape at a desired time and in desired size. So the company may have to compromise on these facilities. Role of physical distribution. Physical distribution serves customers by effective warehousing operations. Goods are sold to them as easily acceptable assortments. A systematic planning of inventory, warehousing activities, material handling, and transportation leads to reduction in distribution cost. Then physical distribution helps a firm to avoid out of stock position through a proper inventory control. It is possible to increase market share by decentralizing warehousing activities and using efficient means of transportation to cover distant areas. A firm can regulate the flow of goods in market through judicious use of transport facilities and warehouse operations. It will result price fluct- it will restrict price fluctuations. which may arise due to gap between demand and supply of products, and thus it will stabilize prices. Warehousing creates time utility in goods as goods are stored and demand is fulfilled at right time. Transportation provides goods as and where needed, so it creates place utility. So students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. A place or a distribution decision involves determining the right place, that is through transportation, right time, that is through warehousing, and right person, that is use of a channel member to ensure smooth flow of goods. So understanding of distribution function, it becomes necessary. Distribution means using external or internal sources for effective movement of goods and services, and also performing various activities like transport, warehousing, storage, inventory management, packaging to achieve marketing goals of the firm. And effective distribution creates time, place, and possession utilities in goods or products, and delivers high level of customer satisfaction at less cost. Distribution functions have twin objectives, that is extending market base and ensuring smooth flow of goods. Therefore, these functions can be categorized as demand oriented functions and supply oriented functions. Demand oriented functions refer to primary operations of distribution channels, whereas supply oriented functions refer to physical product movement with a view to ensure quick, economic, and safe transfer of goods to buyers. So, demand oriented functions are carried out to reach the consumers and fulfill their demand. These functions aim at transferring the title of ownership of goods through direct selling, wholesaling, or retailing. Supply oriented functions, these are termed as physical distribution function of marketing, which focuses on supply side of the market. Physical distribution means facilitating the physical movement of goods from producer to user by performing intervening activities like order processing, inventory management, warehousing, packaging, product handling, and transportation. An effective physical distribution system, it will definitely ensure the smooth flow of goods at a minimum distribution cost. A physical distribution system varies from company to company or within the company from time to time. So there are numerous factors which influence this system, such as liquidity position of company, size of market, product, distribution channels, and availability of facilities. It is important to remember that physical distribution activities are undertaken by the company with an aim to serve its customer in most effective manner. But this increases the cost associated with these tasks. Effective distribution management can assure a competitive edge in terms of better customer service level and lower distribution cost. So it is necessary that that marketers should follow the idea of cost trade-offs and avoid sub-optimization of costs. Thank you.